What's up? Can I make this work? The iPhone? Does this work as a light? I'm not so sure it does. You and me? No, well, it does help. You and me and you, we need to have a little chat. Someone needs to set me straight, and there's some things that I've got to come clean about. Let's do that in a more well-lit environment, shall we? Let's go. We just have bad lighting all the way around today, and this is actually a pertinent topic, because what I should do right now is I should fix this, and I should make myself more illuminated and less shadowy. But I got to get this off my chest, but you'll see why this kind of plays into today's topic. Let me tell you a quick story. 1 minute. Let me try something here. Okay, well, I don't know if that's any better, but here we are. So, let me tell you a story. When I was in 7th grade, I was in a special AV class called KTAPS. Stood for Kennedy Technical Assistance. I don't remember what the P was, but Kennedy was my middle school. And there was only 8 of us, and essentially we got to play with all the new coolest tech stuff. We got new cameras back when digital cameras weren't really a thing. There was a thing called an Apple Newton that I distinctly remember being very excited about getting to take home and play with. When you're in 7th grade, there's not a whole lot you can do with an Apple Newton, which was essentially like a Palm Pilot or an old school PDA. But the class was really cool. We got to do a bunch of stuff. And the reason I'm telling you about this is because one of the last projects I did was I got to take a camcorder and go down to our middle school track meet. And my assignment was to shoot and edit a video all about the track meet. So went down there, got a bunch of like cool shots and everything, and then came back on a brand new turquoise iMac. Like, you remember the original bubbly iMacs when those first came out? Yeah, they were sweet. And there was a program called Avid Express. Now, at the time, my whole thought on video editing was you had to be in some like massive, giant like editing suite that cost millions of dollars, and unless you were like a movie studio or a news studio, you couldn't edit your own stuff. And so this little Avid editing thing allowed me to make my very first movie that I made all by myself. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Kind of thought to myself, it's like, if you could make a living doing this, like if all you did was make sweet videos and get to edit them and be creative, like how great would that be? That would be awesome. Fast forward 20 years. That's essentially what I do. I mean, there's a lot of things that I do in my business, but a big part of it is these YouTube videos where I can make anything I want. And I get to play with lots of cool gadgets. I get a freaking drone. If you told 7th grade me that I would have a drone that I could put up in the air and get HD video beamed back down to my phone, I mean, how cool would that be? My 7th grade mind would be blown. Here's the problem, folks. Lately, I've been viewing making videos on YouTube as a chore. It's something that I have to do. I've had this, twice a week schedule, which I love. Generally, deep down, I still love making these videos, but yeah, I haven't really been putting the effort forth that I would like. And every week, it's like, I gotta go shoot something. So I go down to my little basement studio I put together, and I figure out what topic I'm gonna talk about. And, I know a lot of things. We've got lots of blog posts that we can base it off of, and I throw something together. We edit it together, and it usually turns out okay, pretty good. We still get a lot of positive comments from you. Thank you for watching. But I haven't been super inspired. Back in the beginning of the year, one of my words of the year was craft. I wanted to get better at the craft of the things that I enjoy. So making videos, cocktails, the craft of all of these things. And I haven't really done that. Part of it is, I've spent the most of the last 3 months at home, and there's only so much inspiration to be found here. But here's where I'm going with this. It's all felt like a chore. It's been difficult. The reality is, being able to make videos like this about anything that I want and make money doing it and be able to help people build an online business and be able to start websites around things that I love to do, that is one of the greatest privileges you could have in life. I've always talked about how I try not to take what I do for granted, and I generally don't think I do. I try and remind myself every day how lucky I am, because I am incredibly lucky. But I don't always realize what a privilege it is to do this. There are a lot of things in my life that, I kind of look at as a chore. It was like, this year is a bad example because we haven't been traveling much, but like last year, I had to take like 6 different golf trips to some of the best golf courses in the world with some of the coolest people I've ever met. And it got to a point where I was like, I gotta take another golf trip to play this super fancy course. And I can hear you right now. You're like, you are the most pretentious and ungrateful person. And that's kind of how I feel. Not so much pretentious. I'm slightly pretentious. You know that. But it's the ungratefulness, the fact that these things that are privileges feel like chores. And that's what I'm not okay with. I should be stoked to be making these videos. It is such a privilege to be able to make videos like this and do this. And I should be working on the craft, and I should be making an effort, and I haven't been. And it got me thinking about what are all the things in my life that I view as a chore that are actually privileges. And I live one of the most privileged lives you could have. And granted, I've worked hard to get there, but there's certainly an element of, my upbringing and where I was, and even my skin color and things like that, that give you a certain level of privilege. With all of that said, no matter who you are or where you are in your life, there are things that you are treating as chores that are actually privileges. There are things that you are begrudgingly doing that you should be thankful that you're able to do. And I just wanted to partially shoot this for myself, to be like, you know what, like, I haven't been doing you justice. I haven't been doing myself justice. My goals, for myself, and like I said, it's something that I enjoy. I've just been phoning it in, and that's not cool. But I wanted to do this as a reminder to myself and to come clean and be like, Sean, you need to step it up. You need to do a little bit better. You need to try a little bit harder, because there are millions of people that would kill to be able to do what I'm doing right now. But I also wanted it to serve as a reminder to you. So to think about, what are the things that you're just, maybe you've gotten jaded on, maybe you're just not as excited as you once were, maybe the things have gotten harder, maybe the rough parts of your life overshadow, the privileges and the other things. But just take a second back, take a step back and think about the privileges you have in your life and the things that you've maybe forgot are a privilege. And there's something that you should not take for granted. There's something you should be grateful for. And I don't mean for this to turn into another woo-woo gratefulness video or whatever, but, that concept of chore versus privilege is something I've been thinking a lot about lately. And I don't want to take it for granted. I want to treat things and the opportunities I have for what they are, which is something special and unique, and I want to make the most of them. So I can't promise every video is going to be grade A quality, but I'd like to do less of the basement stuff and more just kind of creative, mixing things up. That might mean there's less straight how-to videos, because I kind of feel like I need to be in one spot to do videos like that. So I don't know. We're going to see where it goes, but this is a mid-year reminder to myself. Like, let's do what you got to do to be excited about this again. There's all sorts of ways that you can get re-inspired and do it. And part of it was, once over the last couple of weeks when I finally got out, I went to Pronghorn, you saw that. You probably didn't see that I went to Bandon Dunes, a golf course, to play some of the best golf courses in the world. Started filming more video and was just like, oh yeah, I enjoy doing this. Why have you been just slacking on it? So, with that, we got new videos every Monday and Thursday. Usually. I'm going to try and stick to that. If you want to build a lifestyle business that lets you do more of the stuff you love to do, all those things that are privileges that we should all be able to enjoy in life, that's what I help people do. I've been helping people do it since 2009, and that makes me sound and feel old. But that's okay. With old and with gray hairs comes at least a little bit of knowledge, so I can definitely help you get from where you are to where you want to go. So go to locationhumble.com/YT, sign up for a free 6-day course, get you started with all the basics, and then we'll go from there. If you're not sure what type of business is right for you, we got a playlist right here. It's just 3 videos. Go check that out. And on that note, thank you for listening to my chore versus privilege rant. And your task for today is take one thing that you've been treating as a chore, remind yourself it's a privilege, and then go do it with a smile on your face. Because that's what I'm doing with this video. Felt really good to get this off my chest and to talk about it and to call myself out publicly for my own lack of enthusiasm. Because this is a pretty cool thing to be able to do. And I don't want to take that for granted. Hope you have an excellent day. See you on the next video.